Okay, now, so I think this is, okay. So, do you think America is racist?
Oh, we jumped straight. And we just,
Yeah.
and that tied into what we were talking about.
Though.
Yes.
It was built up for racism.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that literally ties into what we were talking about. Because when you said black women are pushed into these masculine roles, once again, black men used to covet us and try to protect us and keep us safe and things like that, while we also protected our black men. And it's like the dismantling of our families is one of them. The issue, the crack epidemic was terrible, and we're still recovering from that. And nobody likes to take into account why black people as a whole are not where we are supposed to be.
Yeah, like why we couldn't figure that out just now. Because it's designed to where we're in a situation where we don't know how to be together anymore.
That's true, because I do hate the men versus women shit.
It's annoying. Like, and it's like, when are we going to come to a place of healing? Like, I don't want to sound like Jada. That's what she does.
But it's true. But it's somebody got to put the
somebody got to do the work.
Be the man. But I'm sorry, but
I agree with that part. It should be the man.
It has to be the man.
Because the men should take the lead.
The men should have. Listen, we're gonna stop this.
We're gonna stop this shit,
and
we gotta get our women back.
Exactly.
We gotta stop this thought thing. Somebody gotta, like Amber Rose said, you can't blame the product, blame the consumer. You men get mad at thoughts, but y'all are sitting there buying OnlyFans. You buying OnlyFans.
I agree with
that. So what the hell? So and then you guys, and then once again, you guys have good women, and then you cheat with a chick down the street. Somebody got to uphold these standards and be like, and it's like, oh, I want a family. But then what work are you doing? What are you asking yourself? But to go back on American racist thing, it is. And I think there was another part in that. I feel like the question was victim mentality, though. At the same time, we do got to break that as well, as far as black people.
Yeah.
We got to stop acting like we don't have resources.
It's not physical slavery no more. It's mental slavery.
At this point. Yeah. Jim Crow wrote it that way.
Yeah, but that's how he meant to have it that way. That's why you see history repeating itself, but in a different way.
Yeah, and I think to break it, we need to bring back love within each other.
I tell people that all the time. What child don't realize is the most revolutionary thing you could do as a black person is get married. Yeah. So for you to say marriage is just a girl thing, it's like, no.
That's dumb.
Because at the end of the day, if you don't want to be an activist,
he said that.
I said marriage is
He said it's not what benefit does he get from marriage.
What's the benefit
the benefit is your lenience.
Because the way how America makes it seem like everything is the like.
No, the benefit is your lenience.
But yeah, other cultures get married all the time. How do you think they keep their revenue and all of their money?
Somebody from another household and you're bringing them in. And so like, you are supposed to protect and you're supposed to provide is for the woman. And so it's like, it's like 85% on the man and like
look, we got higher.
We got higher.
We got higher.
A man is supposed to like, it's to want to get married. But like, and the female also have to too. Like she have to.
But to like exactly.
She has to do her job.
Yeah, she has to do her job too.
To bring it back to racism, right? Like just think about it. 2 households, 2 incomes. Holding down a household is better than one.
Hell yeah.
It's better for your child that way.
Yeah,
it's better for your even if you don't have children. It's just better than one.
Because like if I make $100K, you make $100K, that's $200K right there.
No, if you make $100K and she makes $25, that's
$125.
Right.
And then also when y'all die, who you think is going to go to? It's no dispute. The state can't step in, can't take your money. They can't do any of that stuff. And for people, and I swear to God, it makes me mad because it mostly be black people who just don't want to bring that unity, but other races, they promote this all the time. Yeah. Asian communities, they will always make sure they get married.
But what I will say is that black people have been, we've been put into a situation where we can't come into
we have to
unity.
Love.
We have to learn it again. We have to learn how to get there again.
Even with this conversation we had before about marriage, or what we just had, it's like, why did that erupt into such a, discourse? Mm. We had to have shown and demonstrated a level of us coming together and moving forward in love. And I think right now, especially on YouTube, podcasts, Instagram, it's like the algorithm is just pushing us to be apart all the time. And it's getting sickening. True. When are we
men versus women though?
I don't know. But wait, can I bring it back to the question real quick?
Yeah.
So we both said we think Do you think America's a racist country?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To this day, yeah.
And it's also it's not even just racism, it's also the attack on people financially.
Yeah.
Because even to get out of poverty, you would need to go to college. And then here you are taking out these loans. And now it's like you're working in a slavery type of thing. Because if your loans outweigh the money you're making, now you're indebted to America because you guys know exactly who's taking out these loans.
Like you don't really need to go to college.
You don't, but we're learning that
Yeah.
now. Remember, our generation didn't know that.
Being
so a lot of us millennials are in student loan debt.
True.
So it's when it comes down to that, you kind of disenfranchise us some more. So here we are finally getting the college degrees, and some people don't make enough to pay it off. Yeah. So then basically you're working in servitude to pay back the college loan that maybe didn't even get you a good job. Mm-hmm. So it's like not only are we attacked with racial by color, it's like economic. Yeah. It's crazy.
But what she said specifically is that we have Candace Owens, she said we have a victim mentality.
I think to a point. Honestly, we have to be honest with ourselves as Black people. To a point, we can't keep saying society. We know already what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. We have the resources. We have the money. There has been so many times people have tried to stage us not shopping on Black Friday. And what the hell do our Black asses do? Sorry. We end up shopping on Black Friday. No, some people end up still giving their money. Like, they be like, or people try to organize movements to make sure you buy Black products, buy Black owned stuff. I try to buy my stuff on WeBuyBlack.com. Like products like skincare and things. Mm-hmm. All my skincare is mostly Black owned. That's trying to do my part. When are we going to start doing our part? When are we going to start thinking, we have all these millionaire rappers, who's sponsoring the school? Who's going to make sure that somebody takes a college? It's ridiculous to a point.
Like all the Black, like rich, like you got Jay-Z,
they're not doing
50, all these like
that's
y'all get to charity, but we're
not doing
they
enough.
Could change a whole community.
Y'all could change if y'all go back to y'all projects.
Like, I think Oprah, she went to build a school in Africa, and
we need the school here.
I feel like that's kind of like that's cool, but like your people at home are still in need of schools and things of that sort. It's like they're not doing enough. They'd rather make a clothing line.
Jails in schools and shit.
Yeah,
crazy to me.
They'd rather make shoes and clothing.
The fact that America is mostly known by having more people in prison, who do you think is mostly in prison?
System. It's Black people.
And then do you know like the laws that are coming back, chain gangs? We're really gonna go back there? In some of them states down south, it's getting ridiculous. Yeah. But it's because we're not moving as a unit and we're not uproaring enough. And because we don't care about each other.
Uproar when something happens.
Only when like George Floyd, something
that's
major.
Like for a good 2-3 weeks, a month, and then everything dies
and we
go
down.
Back to our regular.
Right. And it's not like we move our dollar. It's not like we decide not to frequent this market. It's not like we really start doing things to better ourselves. It's not like we really start real college funds and sponsoring people and doing all that stuff. Yeah. If every rapper or celebrity came back to their origin place and just bought a block.
That's true. But that's why when I traveled to Atlanta a couple of weeks back, I kind of loved it because there's a lot of Black owned business.
It's beautiful. It is.
Atlanta's crazy. Like I went to a little conventional center and like the coffee shop was Black owned. The waffles.
So many Black owned businesses.
Upstairs was Black owned. Yeah. The laundromat on the side was Black owned. I was like, oh, this shit is fire. Like,
but
I have not seen something like that.
And I love that too. But what I also am starting to see is too much of the clothing lines, the shoes, the restaurants.
Where's the pharmacies?
Where's the farms? Let's get back to growing our own food.
Like, and there's not a lot of like legislations,
hospitals,
not judges,
and it's always a club or something. True. Like I said, where's the pharmacies? Where's the corner store? It's not always entertainment. You could literally do more for your block if you was to have a dry cleaner. Or something. Look at George Jefferson. Moving on up, he owned laundromats.
Yeah.
So there's glamour in that.
We need more doctors for sure. I know Black people are becoming
we need
doctors,
more Black Wall Street.
But we need more
cops. Well, they're becoming more Black cops now.
More Black cops.
But they're getting brainwashed too.
Because look at I guess what is it still predominantly white?
Yeah, it's still predominantly white. Firefighters is predominantly white. Like I remember I wanted to be a firefighter. Well, when I was in high school and I couldn't even get my application through. It was just nothing. I never even saw a Black firefighter until like recently.
They kind of run that.
I don't believe in those words. Black and white. I don't believe those words.
What you mean you don't believe in
them? I don't believe there's a such thing called black and white. Like those terms were used. It's to separate us.
That's what you mean. We're people is what you're saying.
Yeah, we still
if somebody was to ask you what do you are, just say you're African American. Just say you're African American. It's because Black is
we're Black though. We're not African American. We're Black American. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we're not even from Africa. That's a whole nother question. We're not.
I get what you mean, Black and white. If you're saying
that's a whole nother
we're
topic,
viewed as people, but I just feel like we're not very
But you don't think that people be like that is to separate us, is to keep us away from each other?
100%. Everything is to separate us.
It's for us not to know who we are, though.
It's 100% separation initially, but at this point, Black American is a
pride thing.
It's a culture. It's more than just a color. It's not. It's an ethnicity. We have food. We have culture. We have music. So it's not just it's not just color now. But we go back to like the early times, it was that he looks dark, so Negro, or you know what I mean? But now it's a ethnicity just like any other culture.
And then also I think Black now has more pride. For us, I'm a Black American. I don't know my origin. So for me to say I'm African American, I feel like that's me fronting.
No, you know your origin, you just said it.
Right, but I'm Black American. Yeah, I'm from here.
I spoke to him more, and he was like,
we're here. Because to be honest, I'm not about to sit here and say I'm African.
But if you look up the definition of Black, like
but when I told him I was from Africa, he's like Africa, where in Africa?
I don't know.
Many continents. He's like so many places in Africa, like where in Africa?
We have no home. We're nomads. But this is our home.
But this is our home. This is where we're from.
Yeah. But I still don't feel like it's home. I feel like I'm renting this space in America sometimes. But it's because we didn't stake our claim here in a real way. We used to back when Black Wall Street, you watch the movie Rosewood, all that stuff. Our people did have Seneca Village. Our people once upon a time used to separate.
Owe us, man. That's why they in debt so much.
They used to separate. We used to separate and build our businesses. At some point, I'm not going to hold you. I feel like we might need to separate and might need to go there. I don't want to preach no revolution, but I feel like that's the only way we're going to be taken serious to a certain extent. Because even with Atlanta, they're in Georgia. Those laws,
that's in the South.
Those laws is messing up.
Still messy.
And they're over here trying to take away the rights of women. Did that go in Georgia yet, or is it Texas?
I don't know. All I say is that till the racism,
that's why I want to live in
you got to get married. Like I know it sounds crazy, but like you got to have that family unity, and then it turns into community unity, and then it's like we stick together. Even if it's in the diaspora, like if you find another Black person that's from the Caribbean or from Africa,
that's beautiful.
That's fine too. But you gotta get married, and you gotta keep and reproduce, of course, and then keep the lineage alive, or like, you know what I mean? Because it's just, and
I think it has to start with, and I don't know if this could be a positive message for our podcast. It has to start with us starting to talk about moving forward. Because I don't want to. It can't keep being like, why you, why us, why you, why us. It has to be like, why you, why us. What can we do? And then we move forward. And what I mean by moving forward, whatever trauma we are holding, we have to actively try to remove it. And we need to start loving our brothers. Like, I have to say, I love you, Howard. I have to say, I love you. We have to start loving ourselves, and we have to start bringing that
That's true.
back.
I do hear the word love a lot. I hope it's genuine and real.
It looks like it makes you uncomfortable.
He said, I do hear the word love a lot.
He said it like...
Nah, I do like, you hear dudes tell each other like, I love you, bro.
We have to start saying that, though. How do you think the Black Panther movement was so strong?
That when I was in my 20s and shit.
Yeah, I know. So it's weird.
So it's not weird. It's just...
It's weird.
But we have to start looking at each other like we're family and not our enemy, especially when we have a lot of Black brothers and sisters who probably are not educated enough, or not exposed enough to, and they're in the streets and gangs, and they don't even know why they're doing the things they're doing.
Because it goes back to what she said.
Family, we have to bring it back. We have to see our young boy, like you're 32, you're considered an older male. You have to see a young boy in the street, a Black boy, and be like, yo, where's the men that used to say that stuff?
I do that though. Like, I see little, like, I talk to young dudes, like, I've been there and done that. Like, bro, like, I've lost friends.
And we have to keep having those conversations. Trying to tell them, like, it's not worth it. Like, going to jail. Like, bro, you don't want to go to jail.
And I think just how racist America is, especially, we have to, like, make an effort to be more together. There's a lot of separation. And, like, if we don't make that effort, like, okay, she's not perfect, but like,
nobody's
make
perfect.
It work, because do you see what's happening to these people out
there? We're getting attacked.
Because we the only ethnicity, like, that's not really married. And if we are married, we divorced. You got the whites, the Jews, the Chinese, all
everybody
seems married.
Well, what I will say is, I don't know about that, because I think we give them other races a little too much credit.
I'm not saying
because
they're not happy. Maybe
I've worked in community situations where a lot of them be going through the same
crap. They do, but statistically they are.
Y'all ain't see the show Beef?
Black people is more promoted.
It's more promoted.
I think it's more promoted within our community.
Keep us down.
The reality is that white people are divorced just as much. White teenagers, it came out that white girls have more children than black girls.
And white people are more likely. Aren't they the ones
they have
mostly
more
on
teenage
welfare?
pregnancies, I mean,
aren't they the ones mostly on welfare
white
too?
people
I don't believe that though.
Mostly
I
on
see a lot of white
welfare.
people on welfare.
No.
You
White
have to
people
factor in Alabama and all of them.
You gotta keep
you have
all
to factor those in.
there.
You can't just
They
think
said,
New York. Yeah.
like nationwide, white people are the highest people on welfare.
But they don't promote that.
Right, but they don't promote that.
True.
They promote Wall
I did
Street
hear
men
that.
in suits. Like, they don't show that.
That's true.
Like, so I just think we give them a little too much credit. They're going
We need
through
to
the
big
same
ourselves up.
BS. Like, for real. We just have to do a better job at projecting. Like, see, the thing is, we don't control the media, right?
We don't, and that's why I said the algorithm is whooping our ass.
Yeah, so it's
whooping
like,
our ass.
it makes it seem like we're
True.
down, but really and truly, we're not as down bad
So I
as
got
we
a question.
think.
Like, what y'all think about the word submissive?
Oh,
y'all
God.
like it?
Yeah, I mean, submissive doesn't
turn.
You laughing too?
No, you
like,
switch. What I'm saying
that's
is,
a good one.
submissive is not a bad word. It's like, but who am I submitting to? Is the question.
I had one chick tell me like, I hate that word. I'm like,
That's because her trauma response. So maybe you could have been the guiding force or something. Once again, when you're met with something, if you care enough, and if you care enough and you did the work within self, if somebody was to meet you with something that is a wall, then it's like, have the conversation. What is it about that word that triggered you? Because
they feel like it's control.
Sure.
I don't think it's control. I feel like you're just following the lead of
But what I'm
your
saying
man.
is, I don't know if this woman was a black woman, whatever.
Black
Once
woman.
again, black woman, black man, if you worked on yourself enough and you know that maybe you want marriage, whatever, then if somebody is meeting you with something, are you willing to help guide to an extent? Not saying pour your cup empty, no, but just provide with, because she's meeting you with a trauma response. That's what she's meeting you with. So recognizing, my thing is, we need to recognize that and not get defensive. She don't want to be a wife. No. Why did she say that? Is the question. Why did she
say
that?
With that trauma shit, y'all.
We gotta work on it, and that's why I'm saying us as people, we need to love. We need to start seeing ourselves as people. We need to stop going back and forth.
Or like, if you're not healed or nothing, it's just don't be in a relationship.
Not
Until
yet.
you heal.
Healed.
Right. What you
Healed.
even answer? What you think about the word submissive? Because you was like,
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I could see why somebody sees a problem with it. My mind is radical, so like I'm just thinking about slavery, like but
control.
Not control. Listen to what she's saying.
But I do think both men and women should be submissive to each other. It's a give and take.
100%.
Like,
100%
like,
that's the first I heard that.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
like,
So you see, when you sit and listen,
100%
you get what I'm saying?
fact.
We need to start doing that with our people. We need to give ourselves some grace here. Because like America is racist. And as a people, we are getting attacked.
Right, they breaking us down.
They're getting us.
Yeah.
These algorithms is getting us. I'm telling you, they showing black men saying slanderous crap, black women saying
on purpose.
slanderous. It's
Dead
on
ass.
purpose.
I be seeing that shit.
It is
Like,
on purpose, and we need to really start.
I really do think it's on purpose.
It
Like, why the
is.
fuck I keep seeing shit like
It
this?
is. It's on purpose, and we need to really start preaching.
That's
fucking
why
up
I
the
do my
young
3-hour
moms.
limit. I told y'all I do my 3-hour limit a day.
Yeah, and then you
Nope.
block your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
3
don't
hour
really.
limit?
I be
On
busy,
Instagram.
y'all. I be
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah,
a
she
lot,
locks.
so.
her
I
phone
go on
after
and
3.
I like go off. Like if I probably.
Also, you only be on Instagram for 3 hours.
Yeah, you
I think I probably
limit
the most.
a day, the whole day.
I think the whole day is probably like 3 to 4 hours. I don't be
Yeah.
on it like that.
So after her 3 hours is up, her phone locks.
Yeah, it
from
stops me from going.
Especially
And we
at
need to bring
nighttime,
back
some people be
family
on there,
time
like,
too. Like if we
yeah,
do
like,
that, I remember
cards
Ian,
and game nights.
yeah,
and
we need
shit.
to start bringing back
more
some fellowship
communication.
into our friendships and things like that, and stop feeling like you're the only one in this. Like this path, you're not. We're literally all going through the same thing,
Yeah,
and if we
are.
start admitting that to each other,
People
then
just
we can
wanna
help.
stay angry. I don't know why people.
Right, yo, people
It's
just
easier.
want to
That's
stay
why. It's fucking
angry.
easier though.
It is easier because it's
It's easier
harder
to
to
be
say
angry.
like.
It's harder to be like.
It's harder to express what you're really feeling.
That's so true.
These are people just want to be angry all day.
It's hard to express I'm hating. It's hard to express I'm a hater and why. It's hard to express I'm in fear and why. It's hard to express I need love.
That's true. Like,
it's hard to
that's true,
express
you're
these
right.
things, and we
Yeah.
need to start, especially in the black.
Like I was
Our
talking to a
black
young
community.
dude, I'm like, yo, it's easy to just to pull a trigger and shoot
Yeah,
somebody,
people just wanna be
but it's
angry.
harder for you to look at this dude and say and
He's-
think like steps ahead. Like, okay, I shoot him and take him out. You're not only taking him from the world, but you take him from the people that love him. It's like a
You
domino
see
effect.
him as a person.
So I'm looking at it like, yo, like you gotta. It's harder for you to not pull the trigger, like, but it's easier. For, like these kids think it's so like taking a life is Just easy.
Because we, for a while, didn't even see ourselves as people. I don't know if y'all remember.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
like
I don't want to spend too much
animals and
time on that. But there was a test, right? Where it was like the white face and a black face. It's a test online, and for every positive word, they said most black people chose white faces. Because we wasn't even seeing each other as positive images.
It's funny you say that because,
and that's crazy.
That's a good point.
I used to be in the hood hanging out, and this older guy used to say like, "Yo, like it's funny how you guys will rob each other and attack each other, but I've never seen a black dude rob a white guy. Nope. I'm not saying go rob him, but I've never seen y'all consciously looking at that white guy
and protect them.
Yeah,
because
like
that's what they taught us.
So I'm like, and I started thinking, I'm like, that is fucking true.
It
like,
all passes down.
Catch like dudes like, yo, I'm about to go rob this dude, and it's a white guy. Like it's always a black dude or something.
Yeah, and this is why moving forward, I told myself,
I'm not saying rob a white guy now.
Anytime I'm met with something from like even like a black person,
go get our money back, reparations.
Yeah, but this is why I tell myself when I'm met with like black women or black men, I'm going to make the conscious decision and not meet their aggression with aggression. It's going to be with love. True. So even in our conversation, I have never got angry. I'm just like, let me try to teach. Let me try to guide. Let me try to be vulnerable. Yeah. Like with my therapy and things, that's the conversations we need to have with each other, not just being like,
yeah,
you know, nope,
yeah,
like, fuck this, like fuck you and all that.
Is what I always say to myself: wherever it's poverty, it will always be crimes at. Like it will always be a crime wherever it's poverty.
We need to stop being
because if it's two black people who's poor and who like, who both want to make it out the hood, and the other one leaves and stuff like that, and the other one leaving the other one.
Gotta stop that hate.
Yeah, it's going to just cause hate and it's cause, like, and then
I always look at it like, dude, we all live in the same hood, meaning we all like,
but everybody
all, like
wants
similar to each other in a real weird way.
It's like,
if I'm living in the same building you living in, how much better than I am than you? Think about it.
But people always want to be the star, but nobody sees the benefit in being like a supporting player. Like, not everybody's supposed to be the star.
Right.
Not everybody want to be, and that's
like,
real.
For example, look at Pau Gasol. He got his jersey retired, and Kobe was a star.
Right. And that's my thing. I think a lot of people need to start finding the blessing in their own lane. And when you start not looking at somebody else's grass, you realize my grass is also greener. Maybe it might not be that, but I'm happy. I'm good. I'm chilling. And I can support, you know? And I think we need to stop the hating. We need to support each other. Because it all goes back to love, We need to love each other.
Wake up hating, though. I don't understand.
Yo, deadass. They
go to sleep hating.
They go to sleep mad, wake up tight.
Hating. You spend 14, 16 hours hating.
Yeah, because it's easier to be
angry.
Like you said, they're angry. So
it's hard to say, I'm happy for you.
Right.
It's hard to say,
our Mama's Cooking fan, we love y'all. Just spread the love.
And I love these black men.
Yes.
I love everybody. I'm rooting for everybody black.
Amen.
Like Issa Rae said.
For real.
I think he's about to
wrap
it up because, Knicks is on right now.
All right. Yeah. So.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Mama's Cooking. Next time.
Next
your boy
time.
Banks.
Comment.
Holla at me.
Comment, like, subscribe, follow.
Yes. All of that.
Deuces.